I did not hit the button correctly. I tried to hit the unmute button. Did not work. Hold on. Here we go. I'll give this another shot here. Ladies, gentlemen, and genetic anomalies, what is happening? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and if not, I hope that today's stream makes your day at least a little bit better. I'm coming to you live from the East Coast of the United States of America, and today we have a few things to talk about. I'm going to be reacting to a few videos and news stories, headlines. We got this video here from Reason TV I plan on reacting to, this other video from Reason TV, a few videos from Fox News, as we have some relatively tragic stories that have really broken through to become the major headlines of the day. I will see how many of these articles I can get to, because I do want to be doing some gaming on the stream before too long. If you guys are in my Discord, you guys know I tried to get the realm to load, the Minecraft realm to load for the Bro SMP, but I was unable to get it to load because Minecraft Realms is apparently down. So we're not going to be able to do a Bros MP stream today. I know it's pretty unfortunate and disappointing for you guys, especially those of you who've been tuning into those lately. You know, last week I wanted to do a Bros MP stream and I wasn't able to do a Bros MP stream either. But you know, it is what it is. Instead, what we're going to be doing is playing PUBG, which I've been wanting to play for a while. Actually bored my cousins with the, you know, my exaltations of the video game PUBG. They're like, people still play that? I was like, yeah. I literally actually had just watched a video from someone saying, oh yeah, I just tried PUBG in 2025 and it's fire. So I do want to get back into that game. I actually kind of miss it. The only thing about that game I didn't like is that it's a little slow paced, but I think it also would be a good game to pick for you know, having TTS on and listening to chat, and maybe even sitting in the main voice chat on my Discord server and just chatting with whoever happens to be there. So but yeah, so that's what I plan on doing for the stream. Let me see here. I wonder if there are any reports about Minecraft Realms being down. Realms down. Yeah, hold on, let me see. Okay, it looks like the reports of Minecraft outages has gone down as of late. So maybe they fixed it.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, would you ever consider chatting with angry Canadians?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Minecraft Realms down again. This is happening in Australia. Is there a way to sort these? Someone just bought a realm and this to deal with this. That's crazy. Now, someone said it was working this morning and it's down now. It was never working for me as of last week. These are all 4 hours ago. Well, let me check this. Realms. I just want to see if people have reported that the issue is resolved.
1109 said in the chat, well, TBF Australia banned fun on the internet for anyone.
Oh, someone said realms are back. Realms are back up. Let's see. Realms are back online. Someone said still stuck on loading. I mean, I'm briefly, but then kicked me out. So maybe they're actually working on it. Yep, Hindustan Times reported on this. Let me see, Minecraft Realms down. Yeah, Realms is down. Very annoying. Maybe Cloudflare. I didn't know that the Cloudflare issue was still happening. Okay, so because of this graph, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna cut the music off. I'm going to try to load the realm one more time. I tried for like an hour to get it working before the stream, and I wasn't able to do so. But you know, there's nothing wrong with giving it one more shot. Nothing wrong with giving it one more shot. In the meantime, I can read chats as well. Your Canadian says, well, to be fair, Australia banned the internet for anyone under 16. No, they banned social media for anyone under 16. I have mixed feelings about that. I think it's an authoritarian move. So, you know, I don't support it. However, I do think that it should definitely be a thing where kids should not be able or allowed to go on social media without their parents' permission. Like, it should be a problem if kids are going on social media without their parents' permission.
Said in the chat. Hot take. What if God doesn't want you to play Minecraft?
You know, that could very well be the case, actually. Not even joking. Because God rules over all, so it is possible he just doesn't want me to play Minecraft. Stranger things have certainly happened. Okay, so I do have the Angry Canadian at least here in the chat. So I do want to pose this question for those of you who watch my streams. If there's a game that I don't play that you would like to see me play, especially a free one, let me know. I'd be curious as to what your answers would be. And also, are there certain types of news stories or topics that you would like me to discuss on stream that I don't? I would like to hear your thoughts on that as well. But yeah, so anyways, I completely uninstalled and reinstalled Minecraft. We'll see if that fixes
Canadian
it.
1109 said in the chat, Tim Hortons is getting a lot of crap in Canada.
What did he do? Is it Tim Horton a Canadian? Let me look this up. I'm pretty sure Tim Horton is a Canadian. Yeah, Tim Horton's a Canadian. He's a Canadian. So, no, wait, he's dead. Wait, what is this? Hold on, can I get this to focus? Anyways, he's dead. He died in 1974. So I don't know what he did, but
at the Angry Canadian 1109.
Kind of weird that make people upset after all this time.
Steam Winter Sale is coming up. SimCity 4 ID recommend.
I'm not getting SimCity. No. But I was just memeing. I know that Tim Hortons is a restaurant, in case you guys are gonna come for my neck or whatever.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, Tim Hortons franchises are being accused of labor trafficking by abusing the TFWP.
Oh, isn't that what they're supposed to do? Like, I feel like based on how the Canadian economy has been run, they're incentivizing people to kind of like abuse those loopholes. So like, I feel like, at least according to Canada, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Right? Or is abusing those systems illegal? Because the way you describe Canadian politics, like, it seems like Canada has been encouraging people to You exploit those loopholes in that way. All right. I don't think this is going to work, by the way. But if this works, I'm not gonna if this works, I'm not gonna do the what's it called? Well, I might still talk about politics,
Canadian
but
1109
not gonna focus on it.
said in the chat, we rely on slaves to not be in a recession. LMAO.
Every first world country does that because they manufacture like pretty much everything in Canada and no, not Canada. They manufacture everything in like China and India and stuff. So, but it looks like this actually might work. I didn't get this far when I was doing my testing earlier today.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, well, I must say on paper it's illegal, but since the government is in on the whole case, they let it happen.
Yo, wait, is this actually gonna work? Bro, it'd be crazy if this actually started working. I'm glad I checked the internet then. Hold on, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna well, hold on. No, never mind. But yeah, let's just run it. Let's run it. Wait for the program to respond. Is what I most say on paper is illegal, but since the government is on the whole case, they let it happen. Yeah, right. I think it was basically government sanctioned. Oh, I'm curious. Do Canadians watch the NFL? And if so, how? Because I have Red Zone here. I was watching Red Zone while cleaning up my room ahead of the stream. It's a fun product. But I didn't know whether or not you guys over in Canada watch the NFL or even have access to Red Zone. I know that Scott Hansen was making references to like
the Angry
people
Canadian
internationally being able to access Red Zone.
Said in the chat, what denomination of Christianity are you? Not a newbie.
I am Reformed Baptist. Although I would say culturally I'm a lot more Baptist than Reformed. Because Reformed culture is a little bit
at the Angry Canadian
a little bit more mournful than my vibe
said
is.
in the chat,
a little less modern.
Some of us watch the NFL through live streams. I know some people who are
Actually,
NFL fans.
You know what? That's a little bit unfair. It's not mournful, but I don't know. It's more like traditional. Like you're more likely to find like a like hymns being sung with an organ in a Reformed church than in like a typical Baptist church. Like I like guitars and stuff, pianos, drums. So some of us watch the NFL through live streams. I know people who are NFL fans. Oh, but I mean like legitimately. You can pirate anything. I meant like legitimately. I mean, I've never supported or, well, in the past I have, but I no longer support or endorse piracy. Unless it's for things that like you can't get legally anywhere else. Or purchase legally anywhere else. Still kind of iffy on that though. It's like, if it's on, if it's available to stream on Netflix, it's possible for you to get a Netflix subscription. Wait! It worked! Yo, let's go. We are so back. We are so back. I literally forgot what it was. I know that this is ugly, but the aesthetics of this don't matter the most.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, I endorse piracy if it's textbooks at university.
I get that. Because the way that a lot of universities operate, they literally are like using classics to artificially, I mean not artificially, but to inflate the numbers of like books, of like book sales, to make themselves seem like more accomplished authors than, well, maybe, yeah, to make themselves seem like accomplished authors, which in and of itself I think is, you know, morally questionable. So I do sympathize with your position, even if I don't entirely agree with it. What in the world? Bro.
At the Angry Canadian 1109
over there.
said in the chat, they are overpriced. No reason I should be paying $300 for a textbook.
Well, whether that's something was overpriced doesn't, something being overpriced doesn't make the piracy legitimate or not. What's the... Huh? What's the key I need to press to, There we go, okay. I wanted to change the thing that's over in the corner. Alright, I'm going to go sleep in the game. Gonna go mine for some kavo. Who left this door open? Door shouldn't be open. Was someone griefing? This is so weird. I definitely didn't put those blocks of wood there. I think someone was griefing.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, thoughts on a Lutheran Christian dating an Orthodox Christian?
Refresh me on Lutheran theology. I do forget what exactly Lutherans believe. Are they Anglican? Don't exactly remember, but the Orthodox Christian denomination, the liturgy is kind of dope. Like I appreciate their attempts to be traditional.
No newbie honest question. Do you think dating apps do more harm than good for a Christian relationship?
Ah, that's a very good question. Hold on. Gotta let this guy in. Okay, so I think it really depends on the person. I think that
at the Angry
as long as you're theologically compatible, you're good.
Said in the chat.
Now, some people are willing to compromise on certain things, and some people aren't.
Jesus
so
Christ.
Lutheran is more based on. Wait, so what's the difference between that and I forget what the difference is between that and Calvinism? Because Calvinism was very much centered on like
at the Angry Canadian
faith in Jesus Christ versus works-based salvation.
Said in the chat, emphasizing on scripture, grace, and faith.
Okay, yeah, so Calvinist adjacent. Okay, goated. Yeah, that sounds very Calvinist to me. Calvinism is the bedrock of Reformed Christianity. So, goated, first of all. I will say this about the Orthodox Christianity denomination is that their liturgy is cool, and their adherence to traditions, it finds a really good middle ground of being like, hey, Catholics, you guys, you know, have a really fun and cool liturgy and traditions, but, you know, we don't want to believe in praying to Mary. And so like it finds ways to like incorporate the good of Catholicism while expelling the bad.
At the Angry Canadian
I don't think
1109.
There's any problem with believing in Orthodox Christianity, so long as you're not kind of the strain where it's like you absolutely must, you know, do your liturgy in a certain way to be saved, because then I think that starts getting kind of whack. It says Lutheranism is the start of the Protestant church back in the 1500s. Yeah, that sounds right. I want to make sure that my audio settings are correct. Okay, good. So I'm starting to think over in the new village, I'm going to need to really expel those, like get rid of a lot more tree cover to get rid of those skeletons, which is going to be a pain because there's so many skeletons over there that it's going to be a little difficult for me to get rid of them all, but I'll do what I can. I'm also going to have to update the tags on this stream because they're not going to be entirely accurate. Why do I have so much andesite? I'm surprised I don't have another pickaxe. I wonder if I should make like an actual path that goes over to that that fence. Do I not have a farmer here anymore? I thought for sure I had a farmer. Wait, where are all my villagers? Because I should have way more. Oh, they're all over here. I mean, understandable and fair. Yeah, not enough to sell to them, unfortunately. Is there a farmer here? Nope, unfortunately not. I do need to build this out more, but I just think it's super important for me to make a second city. What is he doing outside, bruh? drop the flower. I don't need it.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, LOL China banned of.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the type of thing that China would ban. They're an extremely traditional, they have an extremely traditional culture. You know what? Because I've blocked those villagers in.
At the Angry Canadian
Do
1109
this.
said in the chat, surprised it took them that long.
Really? I don't think it'd be top priority.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, I'm in favor of banning of, keep the men from being weak.
Yeah, that sounds like something you would support.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, if you're a man subbing to girls of you're a weak man.
Well, true. I don't know that that means that you should be banned. It should be banned though. I mean, I think alcohol probably killed more people, and I know for a fact you don't want that to be banned. Okay, hold on. They shouldn't be able to get past this gate. Oh, I love it when this happens. Oh, thought they were gonna start attacking each other.
At the Angry Canadian 1109
I think I'll leave most
said
of
in
this
the
as
chat,
is for now.
subbing to girls only fans means you're too weak to get a real woman.
Not necessarily. That's not where the weakness lies. Because there are people who subscribe to that stuff who do have a significant other, so. But a lot of it is like addiction based, or a lack of self-control.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, okay then where's the weakness MR note newbie?
No, I
At the
answered your
Angry
question already.
Canadian 1109 said in the chat, yet and they cheating on them.
And, yeah, I
At
don't
the
know.
Angry Canadian 1109
I guess different people have different
said in the
standards. I don't know
chat,
if everyone would
I
consider
laughed when
that to be
Bonnie
cheating.
Blue is going to jail for 15 years.
Really? Interesting. Okay, I will say this. You can make a stronger case for criminalizing the production of such content than for banning the content outright, because it is essentially prostitution to pay someone to do sexual acts with you. So it's like, hey, if you're gonna ban prostitution, then like, you know, having a camera around shouldn't make it legal.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, for doing intimate videos in Bali.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, well, not crazy. I'm just a bit surprised. But you know, there are some aspects of like non-first world countries that are a bit more based than first world countries.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, prostitution is illegal in Canada.
Not if there's a camera around. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna go back home, sleep, fully replenish my my hunger,
At the
and
Angry
then go and
Canadian
attack
1109
those creepers and stuff and fight them
said
off,
in
because it's
the
gonna make
chat,
it way more easy.
wait so I can record
to
my
build.
partner and I doing intimacy. If she says yes, let's do it.
No, I'm pointing out that it's indistinguishable. Making special videos for special websites is indistinguishable from prostitution if you're literally paying someone to do something with you in like the same way that would literally be illegal if there was no camera around. You see what I'm getting at? So legally no. That's not what it would be. But I'm trying to point out the hypocrisy there. Yeah, I forgot that I had all that wood. So I guess did some villagers escape? Because every morning I start seeing villagers standing right outside the gates. You see, I'm gonna make a lot more sticks. Here we go. Is there really no farmer here? I was gonna buy some bread from the villager. Oh, I guess they don't have the farmer in there anymore. What's the farmer doing all the way over here? Here we go, gotta replenish my hunger. What else? Probably want to empty out my inventory and make more weapons for myself. I think I have enough torches, so I'm good on that front. There we go. How do I get so many wildflowers? This is actually crazy. My junk chest is nearly completely full. I didn't realize that my audio on my end was so low. I need more wood.
At the Angry Canadian 1109 said in the chat, if the villagers just paid 420% taxes,
that would be too high.
At Brayleno said in the chat,
oh hey Breno, let's
yo,
go.
I thought
Okay.
TS about Toby Fortnite.
Okay, so here's the backstory. Minecraft Realms was down today. I spent an hour trying to get it to work, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to install my favorite battle royale game, PUBG. So I installed it, and then literally when I hopped on the stream, I was like, you know what? Let me double check and see if Realms is still down. I checked it out. People are saying, oh, Realms is back up. Looked it up. Turns out Realms is back up. So I'm playing on the Bro SMP today.
At Brayleno said in the chat, I was playing TCG Card Shop for a while today. It's peak.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. What is it?
At Brayleno said in the chat, Fair point.
Yeah, I mean, bro, it's been like at least like a week or two since I've played on the Car 3 SMP. I mean, on the Bro SMP. Like, of course, I'm gonna hop on the server when I have a chance.
At Brayleno said in the chat.
I had a slip there. I missed the Car 3
Like
SMP.
you run your own card shop.
TCG. What does TCG stand for?
At Brayleno said in the chat. Chat mat delayed by like 50 seconds or some.
True. I did notice on my end that it seemed like YouTube changed some stuff with the streaming setup or system. So maybe that's like one of the changes. They made it more delayed. Trading card game. Oh, TCG.
At Brayleno said in the chat.
Ah.
Trading card game.
Ah, everything makes sense now. Everything makes sense.
At Brayleno said in the chat. Is that a moose?
Oh yes, it's one of the 2 mods that I have on this SMP. I got a couple of mods on this SMP. There's it's better on Bedrock and actions and stuff. I think the extra mobs are from better on Bedrock.
At Brayleno said in the chat. Nice.
I hope I don't die in the game again because I really want to keep pumping up my XP. Cause I know I was in that when King Corn was on. We were in that fight to, well, not real competition, but we were very close contention to.
Until it reads it out loud.
Counted 45 seconds. That's a sizable delay. Is that unusual? Is that not what the delay usually is? If it's unique and not what it's usually like, I can check my stream settings another time. See if I can fix it. I don't know how it would work for me trying to change those types of settings in the middle of a stream, of course.
At Brayleno said in the chat. Normally is like 15 seconds.
Why is that 15 seconds? Interesting. It's set to normal latency, but I think it's the highest amount of latency. And I can't change the latency until the stream ends. Oh wait, there's a closed caption option? I always wanted there to be I always wanted to have closed captions on my streams. So I have to look into adding that feature. Yeah, it wasn't a huge thing, but it was always something I wanted to add. Oh, okay, never mind. I have seen the errors of my ways. Never again. Oh, there's more coal. Okay. You know, it's interesting that I find the coal when I'm least fervently looking for it, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Any of you guys watch the NFL games today? They were pretty close. I'm such a casual NFL observer, but kind of getting down to the wire. We've got teams getting knocked out of postseason playoff hopes. So there's drama, to say the least. Patrick Mahomes got hurt. That's exactly what you'd expect to see from Patrick Mahomes.
At Braylino said in the chat, I'm a Ravens fan. At Braylino said in the chat, just say. At Braylino said in the chat, the Steelers are buns. At Braylino said in the chat, and refs state the offense.
That's actually crazy because the Ravens won their game in a shutout. So like, I'm not sure what calls you were looking for in that Ravens game that you didn't get, but you certainly didn't need their help. I mean, you won the game notwithstanding. Okay, guys, you think I've got enough cobble?
At Braylino
I think I might have enough
said in the chat,
cobble.
no in genera.
Oh, you in general, I see.
At Braylino said in the chat, but the Steelers and Ravens game last week. At Braylino said in the chat, the damn Isaiah likely call. At Braylino said in the chat, straight BS.
Well, I actually didn't watch that game.
Said in the chat, yeah.
I didn't watch that game. I was watching, typically I'll watch Red Zone. So if it's not in Red Zone, I won't see it. I can't remember if that game was on Red Zone or not. One of these days, I need to like really like build up like some big like apartments or something in here to increase the population density, and then I need to actually move here. Because it's very horizontal here, which is fine, but that's not great for population density.
At Braylino said in the chat, yeah.
At some point, I also need to make this a proper tunnel. Because the way it is now, creepy crawlers can just come over and mess with you.
At Braylino said in the chat, I'm writing my SARN, that's why I'm inactive half the time.
Oh, you're good. I'm glad that you're sticking with your studies, because you know the way you were making those videos, I thought you were trying to be a gangster or something. Remember those music videos?
At Brayleno said in the chat, it was a joke, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's low-hanging fruit. It's fun stuff. It's something fun I can make fun of. Forgot that I had a copper axe here. One thing that'd be cool is if the stronger powered your tool is, the farther it can reach.
At Brayleno said in the chat, my dad's livid ABT the Rams Lions game RNLOL.
Rams Lions game. Who won? Remind me, who won that game? That was kind of a close one. Didn't end up being as close at the end as I thought it would be, but man, after all that stuff I did, I'm gonna have to end up going all the way back home in this game because I didn't even. Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe not. I'll be able to make myself
said in the
some
chat,
more axes.
Rams 41-34.
Yeah, it's a tight one. It was a tight one. Fun one to watch on the red zone. You can make baguettes in this game? Dude. Why didn't you guys tell me I could do that? I was wondering what mob was over there.
At Brayleno said in the chat, you've said no about 75 times by now, but can I pretty please join the bro SMP? Smiley face.
No.
At Brayleno said in the chat, I'm like your longest watching viewer FRFR.
You basically are. I think other than the Promised Land people, you've been watching me for the longest, and the Promised Land people haven't tuned in like months. But yes, I mean, well, no, you can't join. But yes, you are like one of my most loyal viewers. Literally, if I play like any other game, you can play with me, but just not on the Bro SMP. I mean, I do plan on playing PUBG. More especially kind of like moving into the next year. And I'll get into that at some point in a future stream. But like, if you want to play PUBG, we could definitely play PUBG. I'm not sure about CS2. Oh yeah, PUBG or Halo. I've got Halo Infinite and the Master Chief Collection, so those are probably the non Minecraft games I would play the most.
At Brayleno said in the chat, yo, remember how I've been saying I'm like 14 or some, I just turned 13 lol. At
That's
Brayleno
crazy.
said in the chat, I ain't got them.
You should get them. Halo Infinite's free, and PUBG is free. I try to play free games just because, like, I just don't think that burning my wallet to play whatever game streamers are playing for like 2-3 months and only to never play the game again is a good waste of my resource. A good use of my resources.
At
And it feels like a
Brayleno
waste.
said in the chat, free is what I like to hear.
Yeah, most of the games I recommend are free, to the point where if I'm gonna recommend a game that's not free, you'll literally hear me like give you a disclaimer. It's like, it's not free, but you know.
At
Like Power
Brayleno
World, for example, is a game I would
said in
recommend,
the
but
chat,
that isn't free.
hop on Fortnite FRFR Cardi and Kim K is in it.
I don't really like Fortnite. There's only really like one person I would play Fortnite for at this point, and that's my little brother. And when I do that, it's off stream, so.
At Brayleno said in the chat, NA bro trust its peak.
Dude, well, to be fair, I haven't played the latest season or whatever. But I'm just having trouble believing that it's peak. It's literally Fortnite. What's the opposite of peak? Unless what you mean is peak consumerism.
At Brayleno said in the chat, best season in 2 years, I'm so serious.
Really? See, as soon as King Corn said they got rid of the bus driver, I was basically out. Like, the one tradition I have that ever since I've been playing ever since I had started playing Fortnite, the one tradition I had was like hitting K or whatever the button was and saying thank you, bus driver. Like, if you go back to my earliest streams, that's what I was doing. And so I'm quite miffed that I can't do that in the game anymore.
At Brayleno said in the chat, NA it's back.
Oh wait, it's back? Oh cool. That makes me feel a little bit better at least. Even if I'm not actively playing Fortnite right now.
At Brayleno said in the chat, you can thank him too.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Let's go. I'm a little concerned because I don't have much XP or HP.
At Brayleno said in the chat, finally only the conclusion left on this dumb essay.
What's your essay about?
At Brayleno said in the chat, deforestation due to global warming.
There's no way. You're serious? You're serious? Because I'm literally doing deforestation right now. That's crazy. I hope that a skeleton doesn't shoot me out of the sky, killing me with fall damage.
At Brayleno said in the chat, GNG what's with it?
You said, gang, what's with it? What do you mean? Global warming or the forest? Oak. Have I come across oak yet in this game?
At Brayleno said in the chat, what's wrong ABT the topic?
No, I was joking. It's ironic because I'm doing deforestation in the game.
At Brayleno said in the chat, oh yeah.
Yo, I love you. That's hilarious. I love how you made the AI break.
At Brayleno said in the chat, let me bug the AI.
Please don't.
At Brayleno said in the chat,
What are you doing, dude? No. Let the chat work like normal. I don't want to be like trying to play this game and then hearing this like these like crazy nonsensical noises.
At Brayleno said in the chat, hell yeah.
You're such a child, dude. It's Also, I'm assuming you played Minecraft, so I'm curious as to your thoughts. Do you think, or how do you think about the way that I fight with these skeletons? Do you think I do a good job with fighting these skeletons, or are there like better tactics that I could use?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Yeah. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I mean you're on bedrocks so it's pretty easy.
Yeah.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I've been playing Minecraft since I was 4 its peak.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, I wanted to get the XP before I healed myself.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Maybe use your shield a little more.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Dude, my hands have been so dry this winter, it's annoying. Here we go. Okay, here's another question. I had asked a question earlier in the stream, saying if there's a topic that you would like to see me cover on stream, like type of news story you'd like to see me cover on stream, or a game you'd like to see me play on stream, what would that be? Another question. If there's anything about the stream setup that you would like to see me change, what would that be? Is there anything that like you like to see in my room or whatever that I don't have or whatever?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I can't wait till 2026 bro, this worst year of my life. At Brayleno.
Yo, focus on your school a little bit more than your rapping, and it'll be a lot better. Trust me.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Fall Guys would be hella peak.
Fall Guys?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Maybe some background music.
Background music for what? The main reason I don't do background music is because I edit my clips into I edit my streams into clips, and so it makes it a little bit weird for like the music to be incongruous, because it makes it hard to listen along to the music in a clip, you know. Like imagine my political non-newbie highlights videos, like the political ones, with you know, this like background music jumping back and forth all the time.
The streams.
What do you mean the streams? At
Brayleno. Said in the chat. Use the background music in the clips maybe.
Yeah, that's understandable. That makes some sense.
At Brayleno said in the chat. It's so delayed it doesn't make sense, bro.
I think it's literally the latency. They must have changed the latency that they did. They changed the whole system. I went and opened up YouTube's like the stream layout thing, and it was completely different. It's borderline unrecognizable. So you know what? I don't need to cut this down. Okay, and now I should be able to build up here comfortably. More comfortably, at least.
Said in the chat. Recommendation maybe post stuff on TikTok to get more attentions. YK what I mean.
Yeah, I don't plan on making a TikTok. I know I have an Instagram, but I haven't utilized it in a minute. You're probably right. I do need to start making shorts again.
At Brayleno said in the chat. Only do that if you want more viewers.
Fair. I was thinking more specifically about the setup itself, not like how to promote my streams. Like, is there anything you want me to change? Anything from like a famous streamer that you thought was cool that you think I could like incorporate into my stream, stuff like that. Don't you dare shoot me. Yo, that's hilarious. Did you see that? He literally was aiming at me and then stopped when I put my shield up. That's hilarious.
Make the background red, smiley face. At
the background red.
Said in the chat. Bluey alright color.
Why do you think, why red? Blue's my favorite color.
At Brayleno said in the chat. Maybe have it inspiration ad Mativalion. At Brayleno said in the chat. LOLK.
What? I don't know what that means. Inspiration ad motive lion?
At Brayleno said in the chat. Red's my favorite color.
Oh, I see. So you're biased. Boo! Boo bias! Boo! No, I literally do have every single color in the background. You see the LEDs in the background changing color there. I don't think they had a red Jesus saves LED, so.
Text to speech is broken, I can't spell. At Brayleno.
No. You need to stay in school so you learn how to spell better. Not text to speech's fault. You're giving it all the words.
At Brayleno said in the chat. I don't see much red though. At Brayleno said in the chat.
Well, look at the background. Good. It's green right now. It'll become red eventually. It's about to turn blue. Yeah, see, so it's blue now.
At Brayleno said in the chat, Nanana, I don't wanna hear it, I just use autocorrect in my essays, lol.
Stay in school, man.
At Brayleno said in the chat, I want $5 on Steam, so ABD bro. At Brayleno
So
said
bad.
in the chat, bad asterisk. At Brayleno said in the chat, I want Geometry Dash.
That's not something I can put in my stream setup, but it's Geometry Dash, isn't it free? Dude, I completely forgot that people still play Geometry Dash.
At Brayleno said in the chat, NA at $5 now.
That's crazy. Why did? Well, I think it's a little dumb to ask why they decided to make it paid. Of course, they probably either wanted more money or they were running out of funds. One of the two. Maybe both at the same time. I can see that being simultaneous, to be honest. So this building is going to be a skyscraper. I think what I'm going to do is have this building be like
said in the chat,
so high
more players
that it matches the height of those trees over there. Then after that, I'm going to probably enclose, like set boundaries with a fence, and then get rid of all the trees within those boundaries. That should prevent mobs from spawning in those areas.
At Brayleno said in the chat, make it red or else it's not a skyscraper.
I'm gonna do like get like red cobble, use wool. Nah. Let's go. I do like your tip.
At Brayleno
That
said in the chat, yes.
I should use my shield more often, because you're right. Imagine if Ninja had a low paper player.
At Brayleno said in the chat, I posted for PPL to pop into this stream on my TikTok story, so maybe some PPL might come in.
Hey, yeah, I hope that works. That'd be fun. I mean, it'd be good to have the extra viewers. So you basically give me a little raid. That's nice. I haven't had anyone try to raid me in a minute. See, the one thing about these areas is that they, these enemy mobs will spawn, and then because it's dark under these trees, they will remain spawned. But then at nighttime, more of those creatures will spawn. So, like if you don't get rid of these trees, the population of enemy mobs is just going to keep on growing.
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, do you have spear?
No, I don't. Who's spear?
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, the spear weapon?
I know it's, yeah. No, I don't.
At Brayleno said in the chat, I'm don't my essay.
Oh, nice. What
At
is
Brayleno said in the chat, done.
nice? What did you end up making your conclusion?
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, get one theater op. At Sinamini24 said in the chat, their asterisk.
The asterisk. Oh my goodness. You're gonna have to rewrite this script. Rewrite this. You're gonna have to rewrite this. I'm kind of joking, but.
At Brayleno said in the chat, like a summary, pretty much none too crazy.
All right, that's good. That's good.
At Twintatakaparuni said in the chat, Yolu.
How am I supposed to pronounce that in one shot? Twintakaki Peruni? Is that English? What language is that? Is that anime? What
At
does that
Brayleno
What does that mean?
said in the chat, I think my TikTok story working.
Yeah, I think so too, because I have never seen that name before.
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, get a spear or you gonna die.
Oh, you're coming for me? It's like that? It's like that? You trying to start beef?
At Twintatakaparuni
All right, game on.
said in the chat,
And I don't need a spear to take you out.
Chiparuni. At Brayleno said in
Game,
the chat,
set, match.
lol.
Anytime, any place, as long as I'm not busy. Twin Taco Chipperoni. Oh, so the TGS just mingled the name. Many such cases, many such cases. Oh, you're threatening me. Like, oh, you better get a spear. Oh, yeah, or what? Or what?
At Twintatakaparuni said in the chat. I love my name, I love Chips Twin. At Twintatakaparuni. Said in the chat. Do you stream every day?
Nope, I stream on most Sundays.
Said in the chat. Get that damn spear.
I stream on most Sunday evenings. I also upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the Non-Newbie Highlights channel. That's mostly political. If you want to see more of my gaming content, this is probably the best place for you to go. Why do you guys want me to get a spear so much? It's just a spear. Like, my sword has been working just fine.
At Twintatakaparuni. Said in the chat. Okay, thanks. I might pop into future streams if I'm not busy.
Yeah, you should. Enjoy the Discord server. The link is on screen. It's dscrd.ntwb.cc. It's a place you want to be if you want to chat with me, but most importantly,
at Brayleno,
you will get alerted as to when I will be streaming before anyone else knows.
How the hell did you even come up with that name, dog?
Twintatakaparuni. It's a really good question. I wonder if I should do anything with that common loot bag. Twintatakaparuni. What a name.
At Twintatakaparuni. Said in the chat. I dunny. At Twintatakaparuni. Said in the chat. I just did. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Nice.
Yeah, the rotten flesh. I'm not going to eat the rotten flesh today. Alright, I'm smelting that down, making some aluminum. What can I do with soul stars? How much coal do I have? Got a fair bit of coal. I don't know, I like hoarding.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Get that spear for Sin Amon.
Why? Do I have to? No, Cinnamon can get her own spear. Can lapis lazuli be smelted? Can't remember if you could smelt that or not.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. He wants one dog.
I know, but I don't care. Come on, come on, come on. How did I not get any XP for that? Nope, so I guess you can't smelt lapis lazuli. Got a lot of charcoal.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I don't think you can lol. At Twintatakaparuni. Said in the chat. I've not played Minecraft in like a year lol.
Dude, Minecraft is such like an, it's a Minecraft is literally like a timeless game. Such a great game.
@Sinamini24 said in the chat, I play with this boy.
What do you mean you play with this boy? What are you talking about? Oh wait, you play with Twin Tataka Peruni? I'm actually surprised at how quickly I was able to get that down. Twin Tataka Peruni. Piak Chussel.
@Piak Cusleftnut said in the chat,
Yo, please send another message so I can hear the TTS say your name again.
@Sinamini24 said in the chat, I could make myself a dia spear, but I need you to get one so you can cook up.
Cook up what?
@Brayleno said in the chat, Twin Tataka Paranai or whatever the hell his name is, I can't take your name seriously, lol.
Twin Tataka
@Brayleno said in the chat, yo, what are these names? @Brayleno said in the chat, NA. @Piak Cusleftnut said in the chat, what?
Piak Cusleftnut? Cook up mobs? Like it's food?
@Sinamini24
What are you talking
said
about?
in the chat, cook up mobs. @Sinamini24
okay, you know what? I actually do have the time.
Chat, it's up. @Twin Tataka Peruni said in the chat, it's Pikachu's left nut. @Twin Tataka Peruni said in the chat, I think. @Piak Cusleft Nut said in the chat, no, it's Piak Q left nut.
It literally is like Piak just left nut. That's what it looked like to me.
said in the chat,
that's literally not how you spell Pika. In the Pika. Oh, you're Brayleno, yes. Keep watching me while you're in the bathroom, though. Keep watching me while you're in the bathroom. Flint? I don't have Flint. Oh, it's actually easy to build. I can do that.
@Sinamini24 said in the chat, get iron 1.
The iron one? I guess I could.
Brayleno said in the chat, I'm watching on my phone anyways, lol.
Yeah, that's why I said that.
@Sinamini24 said in the chat, or copper. @Piak
Nah, I'll go with iron. I'll go with iron.
said in the chat, good luck taking that she. @Twin Tataka Peruni said in the chat, I burned my tongue.
Why would you do that? Don't burn your tongue. Don't do that.
@Twin Tataka Peruni.
Why does the spear look so weird?
Said in the chat, IGTG.
Why did you burn your tongue?
@Twin Tataka Peruni said
Who
in the
told
chat,
you that was a good idea?
I ate my hot pocket right out of Ovib. @Brayleno said in the chat, so smart, uneasy
This is one of those moments
@Sinamini24
where I wish that the people who were in my chat were in the Discord, so I could literally see the reaction as they like burn their tongue.
CYA.
Oh my goodness, no. Keep me on for my dulcet tones. They should soothe you as you put out that fire that is burning inside of your mouth.
Graphics problem.
Graphics problem. Oh, you mean in the mod? The mod, yeah, that makes sense.
@Piak Cusleft Nut said in the
Yeah,
chat.
nut.
I'm learning so much.
About how to burn your tongue? Yeah, take lessons from that dude. The twins I Takaparuni.
At Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat. Ion got Discord.
Oh, that's fair. I mean, you guys, not to be insulting, but you guys seem young, and I don't like chat with youngsters on Discord, so.
At Piak Cuslefnut
Yeah,
said in the
Cuslefnut.
chat. Si. At Sinamini24 said in the chat. Left click to poke. At Sinamini24 said in the chat. Right click to lunge.
To lunge? Well, the only mobs I see in my vicinity are villagers. I don't want to hurt them.
At Brayleno said in the chat. I'm done. At Brayleno
Whoa!
said in the chat. Pretty peak. At Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat. I'm 13. At Sinamini24
Oh, it's not too young.
said in the chat. Lunge is op BTW if you're going fast. At Piak Cuslefnut said
Lunge
in
is
the
what?
chat. Trust. At Sinamini24 said in the chat. Poke has so much range. At Sinamini24 said in the chat. Try it.
Whoa, wait, what? Okay. I think you may have a point here. But now you shouldn't have threatened me to get a spear. Because now I know how to use it.
At Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat. WTF is wrong with your bot thingy?
Well, you spelled your name wrong. You can't complain. You can't complain about spelling Pikachu wrong and then you can like spell Pikachu wrong and then complain about the bot pronouncing it correctly. Because left nut. I'm literally going to call you because left nut.
Said in the chat. On God, bro.
Bro. Who's bro?
At Sinamini24 said in the chat. If you hold lunge and run, it's up.
I will use it, but I am running out of time because I do want to get to politics on this stream, so. Yeah, cuz left net. What a name. Wait, so those of you who are in the chat right now, do you guys like politics? Do you care about politics at all? Or you guys spend more time thinking about Pia cuz left net?
At Sinamini24 said in the chat. EU politics.
Politics.
At Sinamini24 said in the chat. I hate those ticks. At Piak Cuslefnut
ha ha
said in the chat.
Ha ha
No.
ha 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 ha
At
ha ha.
Said in the chat.
Polotics,
Yes.
get it? Yeah, polotics. It's like a tick,
At
but it's
Piak
wearing a
Cuslefnut
polo.
said in the chat.
Much funny.
I think about myself all the timber. At Sinamini24 said in the chat. Smirking face.
Yeah, dude, bro, that was so clever. You don't even know, dude. That was like insane levels of humor. You can't even fathom how genius that comedy was. Like, bro.
At Brayleno said in the chat. Politics are just old guys complaining it's POI.
POI?
At Sinamini24
What's POI?
said in the chat. That laugh grinning squinting face. At Piak Huslefnut. Said in the chat. Pollocs are stupid, I just want the MC chicken back to $1. At Sinamini24.
Well, if you want the funny thing is, if you wanting Loki, the MC chicken to be $1. Well, what's the MC chicken? Is that McDonald's? I'm guessing it's what you mean.
MC chickens at $1 TBF.
I'm guessing that's what you mean by MC chicken. But the funny thing is, you wanting the McDonald's chicken to be $1 is literally politics. Literally. It's fiscal politics. Because based on what you said, I could pin you down and accuse you of supporting price fixing. McChicken, yeah. Like, do you support price fixing? Do you think the government should literally say, hey guys, the McChicken is now going to cost $1 and we're going to put companies in jail that charge you more than $1 for a McChicken?
Said in the chat. Is it actually LOL? At Piak
yeah, literally.
Nut.
Yes.
Said in
so
the
people
chat.
do the same thing with
Trump,
the big thing where people talk about it is with healthcare. Where it's like, oh, should we do like price fixing for healthcare? So that healthcare costs a certain amount and then it's therefore affordable for everyone.
At Piak Huslefnut. Said in the chat. Eye on all that stuff.
That's fair. Hopefully they teach it to you in school though. They should teach you economics. Anytime you're reading Adam Smith and stuff. Thomas Sowell. Ayn Rand.
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Yo, you don't understand, the spear's range is like 4 blocks.
Wait, really? How much cobble can I get with it?
At Braylino. Said in the chat. Sinna, nobody cares about your damn spears.
Yo, you were one of the people saying that I should get the spear.
At Piak Huslefnut. Said in the chat. My school can't talk about politics because it's too dangerous or some.
What are you, British?
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. If you're using a good horse, you can't be killed.
Yo, wait, hold on. How come none of us get horses? Also, when will you be able to play in the Bros MP?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Wasn't me. At Piak Huslefnut. Said in the chat. German.
Bro, I literally was about to ask if you were German as well, because Germany.
Said in the chat.
Germany has an even
some
worse.
Beef rolling on the floor laughing. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. NA I do.
I was actually going to ask you about Germany.
Said in the chat. Nobody cares ABT Spears. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Useless item.
What?
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Nah, Spears op.
I wouldn't call it useless. It's not my favorite weapon in the world, but I wouldn't call it useless. But yeah, I was actually going to guess Germany, because Germany is horrible when it comes to free speech. I think they're pretty close to banning the most popular political party over there in Germany, right? Like, I don't support that party, by the way. As far as I can tell, it's basically the modern Nazi party, but I am a free speech fan who supports democracy, so it's like, bro, you can't just be like banning
Said in the chat.
Politicians from running for president because their politics are too mean and nasty and hurt your feelings. Like,
at Brayleno. Said in the chat. I hate spears. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. They break. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Just like stuff that break.
Wait, hold on. Pia Kozlovnet. First of all, what's a yart?
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. I would like to 1v1 you and see the look on your face when you get skewered smiling face with horns.
Y'all should 1v1 each other.
Said in the chat. Na na na. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. ID win.
Y'all should 1v1 each other. Literally.
At Piak
Bro,
left nut.
I borderline
Said
paid
in
to
the
watch
chat.
you guys 1v1 each other after all the smack talk you're talking in my chat. Oh, weed. Wait, Pia Custom Nut, how old are you?
At Sinamini 24. Said in the chat. They break bro doesn't know what unbreaking and mending is. At Brayleno. Said in the chat.
True.
I'm down. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. He can use his bum spears.
What should this be? Spears
At
versus
Brayleno.
bows and arrows?
Said in the chat. I can use my beautiful crossbow. At Piak Cuss left nut.
Bro.
Said in the chat. 13.
Brayleno, you butchered that word beautiful. You're the first person I've ever seen make the word beautiful ugly. What did you do to that word? B-U-E-T-I-F-U-L? Bro, it's a modern miracle. The fact that the TTS was able to interpret your words correctly would have me reconsidering my cessationist position, because that's a modern miracle.
Beautiful.
The fact that you spelled beautiful that way and the TTS said it correctly is incredible, unprecedented, and absolutely stunning.
At Sinamini 24. Said in the chat. Nah, spears better than cross if I'm Eliing. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I can spell amazing.
Yeah, but you can't spell beautiful.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. ONA.
No, you can't spell beautiful. Spell the word beautiful without using spell check. I know you're gonna cheat, but anyways.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Did you just diss my Biotletful crossbow? At Sinamini 24.
Is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're
Said
doing?
in the
Okay.
chat. I can spell trollalero trollala shark running shoe. At Piak Cuss left nut. Said in the chat. Chat, how many blinkers do I do? At Piak Cuss left nut. Said in the chat. 1 or 2. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Beautiful.
Look, I'm gonna say it once. Okay? Actually, I'll probably say it more than once, but I'll say it here. Stay off the weed!
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. None weed is bad.
Stay off the weed! Good luck though, stay off the weed.
At Sinamini 24. Said in the chat. Beautiful smiling face with horns.
Why are you saying beautiful
At
with a smiling face with double horns?
Said in the chat. You can't tell me nothing.
Really?
At Brayleno.
Nothing.
Said in the chat.
Booyah. I told you nothing.
Sinna, that's a bad spelling of beautiful. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Beautiful.
Bro, you are so totally earning a 0 on that homework that you're doing.
At Sinamini 24. Said in the chat. Oh my, grinning squinting face. At Piak Cuss left nut. Said in the chat. Oh god.
I don't know where this guy's supposed to be. I let him. He was trying to get inside the village, so I let him in.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Last essay I got a 98, so let's hope for better.
What's Betware? Who's Betwer? Maybe is that the right question? Who's Betwer?
At Piak Cuslefnut.
What does Betwer do?
Said in the chat. No, you didn't, nah. At Braylino. Said in the chat. I did, bro.
Yeah, there's no way you got a 98.
At Braylino. Said in the chat. Better. At Braylino.
See, bro, you can't even write,
Said
dude.
in the chat.
I'm astounded that you can read.
At Piak Cuslefnut. Said in the chat. Braylino, you can't spell for. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. I'm homeschooled, so I'm free every day after 11. That's what you get. Smirking face, smirking face, smirking face. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Better. At Piak Cuslefnut. Said in the chat. Sin a terrible spelling. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. A 12-year-old knows how to spell better than you.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. That's actually crazy. Yeah, Cuslefnut.
At Braylino. Said in the chat. You just added you underage, you bum.
What does that mean? Wait, what did you say? Hold on. You just indicted you underage, you bum. What's a underage? Is it like
At
one size
Braylino.
fits all, but for
Said in the
ages?
chat. Check your Discord DMS. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Are you 3?
He's actually not 3, he's 2. That's why I kicked him out of my Discord server for being too young.
At Braylino. Said in the chat. Underage.
Oh, I see. See, every
At
word you want to spell, you gotta take
Said
3
in the
attempts
chat.
just to make sure you get it
Y'all
right.
need a lock-in on spelling GNG.
I know. This is abysmal and embarrassing.
At Braylino. Said
Like,
in the
this
chat.
is a
NA
real like
bro,
stay
be
in
quiet,
school
he's
moment.
12. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. He's 2.
This is like a hardcore stay in school moment. I'm gonna let it burn, 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 burn.
At Sinamini24.
How is this different than a sword?
Said in the chat. Ha 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 ha.
And we're gonna let it
At
burn,
Braylino.
burn, burn,
Said in the
burn,
chat.
burn, burn.
Discord DMS check ITTT. At Braylino. Said in the chat. You're homeschooled, I don't wanna hear it. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. I don't have dis. At Piak Cuslefnut. Said in the chat. Braylino, you stupid. At Braylino. Said in the chat. I'm talking to no newbie. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Ha ha
Dude,
ha ha.
you're right. Yo, this spear is basically
At
useless.
Sinamini24. Said in the chat. I sweat Fortnite every day from 12 to 8. At Sinamini24.
That's
Said
insane,
in the
dude. You
chat.
sweat for 8 hours.
I am so free, ha 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 ha. At Braylino. Said in the chat. ID beat you in Fortnite. At Braylino. Said in the chat. I'm beer. At Braylino. Said in the chat. Better. At Braylino. Said in the chat. Bader.
Bro, you don't
At
even know how to spell.
Braylino.
You don't know how to spell. Get out of the
Said in the
chat.
chat.
You don't know how to spell. What is this?
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Lunch boy oyo.
Bro, I think the only thing you know how to spell is 4-letter words, if that.
At Piak
It's
Cuslefnut.
crazy.
Said in the chat. My armpits smell like she.
What's an armpit? What's wrong with you guys? I have recruited an army of 12-year-olds. What has become of me? What's an armament?
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, oh my better. At Brayleno said in the chat, no newbie, check your Discord DMS.
Why?
At Sinamini24
I'm busy,
said
Mom.
in the chat, you are FR2. At Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat, armpits Peru. At
What's wrong with
Brayleno
you guys?
said in the chat, I am 13 so you can't tell me none.
But none.
At Brayleno said in the chat, check it or else I am taking your chair, I swear to OD.
Oh,
At
you ain't doing
Brayleno
that.
said in the chat, God. At Sinamini24
It's insane.
said in the chat,
how
what
poorly
a
you all
12-year-old know how
spell.
to spell better than you. At Piak Cuslefnut
Man, you can't talk smack to me if you
said
can't
in the
spell,
chat,
okay? Like,
UNC. At Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat, UNC.
yeah, Cuslef,
At
man.
Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat, UNC.
What the heck is that villager
At
doing? Just
Piak
out there by
Cuslefnut
himself.
said in the chat, UNC. At Brayleno said in the chat, yo don't be mean to no newbie. At Brayleno said in the
You're
chat,
being mean to yourselves
he's
by
POI.
not teaching yourselves
At
how to spell.
Sinamini24 said in the chat, are you a flunk? At Brayleno said in the chat, no. At
I love how you
Brayleno
said, like, are you a flunk, like it
said
was a
in the
slur.
chat, I got better grades than you. At Brayleno
Yeah, and what? Like
said in the chat,
the Uno Miles
you bum.
School of Rap Music?
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, not am homeschooled so my mom grades me whatever she wants. At Brayleno said in the chat,
that's funny.
that's cheating.
Yeah.
At Brayleno said in the chat, bum.
Yo, you're getting called out in the
At
chat, bro.
Sinamini24
Getting called
said
out in
in
the
the chat,
chat.
I can take off whenever I want. At Sinamini24 said in the chat, or she wants.
There we go. Now you're telling the truth.
At Sinamini24 said in the chat, GTG.
Oh, why? Why do you have to go?
At Brayleno said in the chat, no newbie, I wanna show him my graders, answer the Discord call.
What?
At Brayleno said in the chat,
Bro, I'm busy.
cheater. At Brayleno said in the chat, bum.
Yo, y'all gonna have to settle this in either Fortnite or
At
Minecraft.
Sinamini24 said in the chat, can
you guys please stop polluting the chat?
said in the chat, my farts low-key smell. At Sinamini24
Well, that's your fault.
said in the chat, it passed my curfew. At Brayleno
Dude, if your farts smell, that's a
said
skill
in the
issue.
chat, you're legit not busy, bro. At Brayleno said in the chat, bum curfew. At Piak Cuslefnut
Pia Kozlov.
said in the chat, oh hell yeah, I am a bucket.
Please don't bug the TTS, man.
At Piak Cuslefnut said in the chat, at Piak Cuslefnut said in the
Why?
chat,
Come on, come on.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. That's what I did. At Brayleno.
No.
Said in the chat. Don't do it. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat.
The fence wasn't
if you
done?
fart smell, that's a skill isusu. Rolling on the floor laughing, 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 rolling on the floor laughing. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Stop throw. At Piak Huslef.
Yeah, stop polluting the chat,
said
man.
in the chat. I can do it all I want, lol.
I could also ban you from the chat if you keep on polluting it. So there's that. So that one villager who's out there is literally because he wandered out of
Brayleno.
there.
Said in the chat. NA those emojis killing me. At Piak Huslefnut. Said in the chat. Smiling face with hard eyes, 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 I am a go.
Yo, the TTS cut you off, dude. Yeah, you literally drove people away from the stream. It was crazy.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Finny. At Brayleno.
Man.
Said in the chat. Finally.
But bro, now I'm salted because I have to bring another villager over here.
Said in the chat. It's quite. At Sinamini24.
Finny, it's quite? What what's your first language? What's your first language? Cocoa melon? I cannot understand a single word you guys are saying. I had a helmet, I guess it broke.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Angesh. At Brayleno.
Jej? What does Jej mean?
Inkesh.
Ingesh?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Nc.
Inc?
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. W cube kid 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 W cube kid.
Who is cube
kid? At Brayleno. Said in the chat. FUHHVRO. At Brayleno. Said in the chat.
Who was VRO?
English. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. GTGFR. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Breeze and Runt belong together, peace out. At Brayleno.
Breeze and Runt belong. What does that mean?
Yeah, I spoolted it.
Spolted? What is it? Who are you people? What? You guys are speaking another language. I'm gonna need to hit up Duolingo after this.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Bum spear ain't helping you.
True. So true. This is making me hate the spear.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Spelt I man. At Brayleno.
You can't even spell the word
said
spelt.
In the chat.
What are we doing?
Mean. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Read Cube Kid you boy oi oi oi.
What is Cube Kid? Whatever it is, it doesn't sound like it's for me. But bro, now I'm low-key salty now.
At Sinamini24.
That like the whole time there was a giant hole in the fence.
Boy oi 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 yo 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 oi 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 was for Brayleno, peace out.
Finally you leave.
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I'm best speller ever.
I'm best speller ever? You can't even do grammar. Who is best speller? Best speller ever? Is it like first, middle, and last name?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. My ears, smiley face.
Your ears tell you that you're the best speller ever. You check your spelling with your ears now, do you? Is that how it works? I mean, this is a new DLC. I didn't know when this rule dropped.
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat. Winking face with tongue, 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 winking face with tongue,
I turned on the TTS so that I can communicate with my chat, not so that I can be tortured with misspellings and emojis.
Winking face with tongue, 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 winking face with tongue. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. I do Guraramamar. At Sinamini24. Said in the chat.
Oh, you come to bargain? Is that what it is?
At Brayleno. Said in the chat. Yes. At Brayleno. Said in the chat. He's homeschooled, what you expect.
I was homeschooled too, so... Alright, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream here. Well, the Minecraft portion. I do want to talk about politics a little bit. I'm just salty that I basically let that guy out. That was malpractice. I'm also salty that I led him into a ditch where we both got blown up by a creeper. Now that's
At
just
Brayleno.
bad.
Said in the chat. Well, you're better. At Brayleno.
Well, true. I was
said
in
chat.
Private Christian school
I am
for...
APBRB. At Sinamini24.
I was in private Christian school through third grade,
face.
I believe so.
At Sinamini24. Said in the chat.
Let me take a picture.
Said in the chat, if I was on server that wouldn't happen, smiley face.
There we go, that should make for a good thumbnail or something. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and sign out. Merlin says if I was on server that wouldn't happen. What server? You said if I was on server. Bro, wait, you actually DM'd me your grades. What in the world? People, I'm not gonna leak your grades because I'm sure it has like identifiable information on it or whatever, but I'm literally, for you to get grades like that, that's why the quality of quality of education is going downhill.
I forgot to
in this country.
At Brayleno said in the chat, SMP. At Brayleno said in the chat, it does. At Brayleno said in the chat, I can show it.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to turn off TTS. Ladies and gentlemen who are in the chat, thanks for sending messages into the chat. I'm going to turn off TTS and start getting into some politics here while I still have the time. There's this video here from Reason TV called Here's What Happens When Parking is Free. And I did want to take a look at this because I've been mildly interested in urban design now that I am building my own Minecraft village and city. So, you know, the way that cities are designed and stuff to kind of like optimize their usefulness are things I'm trying to take into account because I want these cities to be big. I want them to be sprawling, but I also want them to be good and high quality. And who better knows how to make cities than city planners and urban designers? So this kind of hits on one of those topics that I've seen spoken about, which I can't implement in Minecraft because there are no cars. But here's what happens when parking is free.
Come on, there's no parking in here.
I didn't just circle the block. I circled every block within a 5-block radius.
I'm so tired, I thought that pothole was a parking spot.
And you don't know anything about pressure until you've tried to parallel park down a one-way street with a garbage truck right on your ass.
One of our neighbors used a garbage can to try and save a parking spot.
Words were exchanged and fists started flying. And
in cities around the world,
That's crazy.
Drivers share a daily frustration finding the right parking spot. Free parking isn't free. It causes time and aggravation. Curb space is valuable, and by undercharging it, we create artificial scarcity.
But here, in Guatemala City, a system has emerged to address these problems. One not designed by policymakers or governed by meters, but by people.
They're known as cuyacarros, informal parking attendants who guard, rent, or sometimes claim control over patches of urban space. This is a story about how, in one city, a set of informal rules developed without a central plan. Rules that have helped to solve the problems created by free parking.
So the unfortunate thing about cars is that they spend about 90% of their life not moving. They're parked.
Nolan Gray is a city planner based in California, who also happens to be my husband.
So she might be a little biased.
So of course, in the best of cases, a place like Guatemala City would do smart on-street parking management, establishing prices that reflect actual demand and provide drivers with a good set of incentives and generate revenue that would improve neighborhoods. But short of that, an alternative emergent solution has developed to solve this problem, and that's the cuidacaros phenomenon.
Here's my thing. If you assume that a particular street is going to be so busy, or there's going to be such a high parking demand that it'll always be full, I don't see what benefit there is to charging for the parking spots rather than having them be free, other than making revenue for the local government. Because what they said is correct. Charging for parking spots drives up scarcity. Well, no, that's not correct. No, if you charging for parking spots decreases demand, because fewer people are going to be interested in parking if you charge for a spot. Now, it is helpful if, let's say, you have like a lot of demand and you want to curb that demand. That's fine. I guess that's fair. But also, if you have a lot of people trying to park at a place and there's no space, they're not going to park there anyways. So the same principle applies. You know, in either case, people are not going to park in the area.
Cuida carros, roughly translated to those who take care of cars, stake out street spaces and charge drivers to park in them. In doing so, they're creating an unofficial pricing system for otherwise free parking.
Y no surgió porque se dedique uno a eso, no que de repente alguien me puedo parquear. Y dale pues, ¿y cuánto es? Vea cuánto me deja. Y ahí empezó.
Miguel started taking care of cars about 20 years ago.
People would want to park on the street outside of his shop, and then it just naturally evolved into asking him if he could watch their cars for a bit. It grew into a mini empire in which he collects fees from employees who manage several of his streets in different shifts. Tony, one of Miguel's employees, built a reputation for his reliability over decades.
Bueno, como yo aquí, a mí me conoce mucha gente de aquí, dueños de restaurantes y muchos clientes también. Yo soy muy conocido acá.
Tony works 8 to 12 hours most days, but on Saturdays he puts in a 20-hour shift.
Y hay gente que dice, ¿cómo aguanta este señor? Pero así es. Mi responsabilidad, como les digo yo, me encanta este barrio de aquí.
Cuida carros make about $6.50 a day on the low end, which is less than the average salary here in Guatemala City, but enough for Tony to stay off the streets. Customers are happy to pay, since Tony charges just $2.60 a day, which is much less than private parking lots.
You know what? That number made me jump for a second, but then I realized it was probably crazy inflation in Guatemala.
De mi mamá, hace 20 años que trabaja en una ocasión mi mamá no estaba porque sí, mi mamá no tenía un estudiante.
In a city with high rates of street crime, their presence alone can reassure drivers, offering security that goes beyond simply holding a parking spot.
Pero nosotros nos vamos hasta que se va el último caso. Así pues, no tienen ninguna queja de nosotros si es regresante, ¿no?
Inclusive dice en un parqueo privado, no nos responsabilizamos por cuestiones que le roban a su vehículo.
Well, I don't know that this is a solution to the parking problem unless you're going to hire attendants for the vehicles. Because this is beyond just like, oh, look at us, we're charging prices for parking spots. We're literally providing a service to you. We're taking a free good that's provided by the state, charging you for it, and we're going to also offer you a service to add value to what would otherwise be free. We're going to watch it, make sure no one breaks in, etc. So it's a little bit different than saying like, oh, we fixed the Guatemala fixed the parking pricing problem.
Hay gente que me dice, mire, no pasa nada a mi carro porque hay cámaras, dice. Entonces le digo, va, sí, pero mire, pues, la cámara solo va a grabar al ladrón que le está robando la batería o que le está rompiendo el vidrio. Quien se encarga, quien cuida, quien coordina, soy yo aquí.
Si tú como peatón estás transitando una calle oscura de noche y sabes que ahí hay un cuidacarros, de cierta forma eso te va a ayudar a que sea un poco más seguro.
Jose Palacios is the founder of PXP Architecture and the director of the architecture major at Universidad Francisco Marroquín.
siempre con ese concepto de eyes on the city, en el momento de que haya alguien vigilando, eso de cierta forma merma la incidencia de delinquir. Entonces,
Eyes on the street is a phrase from the 1961 book, The Death and Life of Great American Cities.
I will say that it's great to see men stepping up and sort of, walking around the street to keep crime from occurring. But it's actually kind of sad because this is the duty of the state, to keep citizens safe primarily. So there's got to be, I don't know much about the politics of Guatemala, but there's got to be some sort of very severe political failure on the part of the Guatemalan government, that things have gotten so bad that you need parking attendants to drive away crime on streets at night.
In the book, urbanist Jane Jacobs observed that regular people keeping an eye on the sidewalk is what allows strangers to safely coexist. And yet, many locals see cuidacarros as extortionists and opportunists, charging for something that doesn't belong to them.
Well, the reason why it's okay is that they're providing an extra service. So it's fair to pay. If they were just like charging for the spots and then leaving the cars alone and not doing anything, one could also consider it extortion. But at the same time, they're taking something from the state that's already free and charging for it. If you get something, you can do what you want with it as long as you have it, right? Let's say I give you a book, you can sell that book to other people, right? So honestly, it's up to it's the state's fault for allowing these parking spaces to be free. It's just using the system and, how ownership works to his advantage.
y entonces se puede dar una interacción muy similar a una extorsión, donde o pagas al cuidacarros o tú sabes que podría pasar algo como un efecto negativo si no lo haces.
Muchos lo llaman una extorsión, pero una extorsión es que le pongan un arma a alguien.
Hay gente que me dice, no le voy a pagar porque no, esto es público, no se preocupe. Vaya, muy bien, les digo. De todos modos, no se preocupe que mientras yo esté aquí, a su carro no lo toca nadie.
Cuidacarros, who operate in a legal gray area, often cooperate with local police.
Entonces ahí viene el apoyo mutuo entre los dos. Cuando ya son parqueadores declarados que los conocen, tienen hasta el número de la policía directo. O sea, es mutuo eso y es comunicación eso.
As Jane Jacobs observed, city planners often want to replace systems they deem irrational or chaotic, without appreciating the functionality hidden within.
I think the most charitable way to understand it is it's an urban problem to a certain extent solving itself. On-street parking wants to be priced. Scarce resources need to be priced, and when the government does not do that, entrepreneurial actors emerge to do it. And in the best of cases, you get people who are charging prices responsive to what people will pay and actually providing eyes on the street, and you start to solve a problem that the government's failed to solve.
I just don't understand what problem free parking causes, in my opinion. But that's just me. That's just me. Wait a second. Wait. The Tate brothers were freed from Romania? I did not know about this. This is a video for the New York Times.
In February, after confinement in Romania, Andrew and Tristan Tate posted a video to their followers.
We're massively back. Massively.
They were in a private plane being whisked to Florida.
Okay, I knew this happened, but I didn't. They had to go back to Romania, right?
Since 2022, they had been under criminal investigation in Romania. They had both been accused of trafficking dozens of women into a porn business that they ran. Andrew had also been accused of raping one of those women and of having sex with a 15-year-old. Prosecutors in Romania had prohibited them from leaving the country.
Feel that? It's the feeling of leaving Romanian soil.
This moment is the culmination of years of efforts by the Tates to cozy up to conservative influencers, members of the Trump family, and administration officials.
Weren't people trying to cozy up to them, trying to use their influence over young Americans to their advantage?
My name's Megan Toohey. I'm an investigative reporter here at the New York Times. My colleague Isabella Quai and I have spent months interviewing dozens of people in Romania, the United States, and Britain. We have reviewed hours and hours of video clips, hundreds of pages of text messages and emails and court documents. And we're able to piece together how the American right helped the Tate brothers get out of Romania. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan are major stars in the so-called manosphere.
Welcome to the party, gentlemen. He-Man woman haters party. It's a man's party.
Andrew is a former professional kickboxer.
That's so cringe.
In the so-called manosphere.
It's one thing is like once you listen to enough of Andrew Tate, you get kind of numb to his rhetoric. But like, I haven't heard a word from Andrew Tate in several months, and just to hear it and be like, "Oh, it's the woman haters party," like, just like, brother, what's that, brother,
Brother Tristan are major stars in the so-called manosphere.
Welcome to the party, gentlemen. He-Man woman haters party. It's a man's party.
Andrew is a former professional kickboxer who built a huge online following, preaching unapologetic masculinity and chauvinism.
All of history was built by men, always has been. If a woman is going out with a man, she belongs to that man, that's his woman.
He's told his audience that they were victims of feminism, that they've been maligned by the economy. Audience that they were victims of feminism, that they've
so
been
he has a shirt that says #daddy on it. I don't know how masculine that is.
Maligned by the economy and brainwashed by the media.
You are now full slave mode, and that's all they want. So you will continue to work your shit job for shit money.
He and his brother have gained millions and millions of followers. They sell online courses to young men about how to make money and how to exploit women. That included this PhD program, short for Pimping Hose Degree. They share what they say they've learned in pushing their girlfriends into making online sexual content for paying customers.
It's not just about picking up girls, it's about converting them into really loving you enough to moving in with you and working for you and giving you all the money.
The brothers, who have both American and British citizenship, started this porn business over a decade ago in Britain. In 2015, Andrew was arrested 3 times after multiple women accused him of assault. And while prosecutors eventually declined to bring charges, the investigation prompted Andrew to leave Britain.
Had I heard of Andrew Tate back then? Or was that before I had heard of him? 2015, I didn't know that he was popping off all the way back then. I heard about him kind of like in the towards like the latter half of my collegiate career, which would be from 2020 to 2022.
Said that he thought that they'd be better served in Romania.
It's a little bit lawless, you know? You can get away with shit you can't get away with in the West.
Eventually, the brothers get banned from several of the biggest social media platforms, only to find new homes on Rumble, a site that was backed by J.D. Vance's venture capital firm, and Getter, a right-wing site. And then things really explode.
Now this I remember.
In December 2022, the brothers are arrested in Romania. They had been under criminal investigation for several months after a complaint that an American citizen had been held by them against her will. The brothers are charged with organizing a criminal group and trafficking 7 women into their porn business. And Andrew is also accused of raping one of those women. And later, prosecutors in Britain would bring charges of trafficking and rape against Andrew and Tristan. These additional charges that have been authorized will move forward once the Romanian case is complete. Through our reporting, we also found that the Tates have been quietly under investigation here in the United States by anti-trafficking agents and federal prosecutors.
Wait a second. Was this all like a ruse to try to like get them into the States and then perhaps apprehend them here or make them feel comfortable coming here, so that at some point they could be brought back to the United States again and then be arrested.
Andrew and Tristan Tate deny all allegations. While all of this is happening, they're building more and more powerful allies in the United States. In 2017, as Andrew tells it, he did a tweet in support of Donald Trump, and soon Andrew and Don Jr. had connected at Trump Tower.
The president's son, he made me a coffee. Like, he's a cool dude.
And this support and this relationship continues through 2023. When Andrew and his brother are placed under house arrest, Don Jr. sends out a tweet of support. By that point, the Tates had hired Joseph McBride, this attorney who had come to prominence representing Trump supporters accused of insurrection on January 6th. And McBride pitches his new client to conservative host Tucker Carlson, who travels to Romania and conducts a lengthy interview with Andrew in his mansion.
I mean, I was sympathetic to you already, but a man's accused of human trafficking. It's worth finding out what he's accused of. Sure.
The Tucker Carlson interview gets more than 112 million views. Thank you. And this is a key turning point. Soon, other high-profile conservatives are defending the Tates.
When I see some of these videos and I see conservatives assigning like real meaning to you saying stuff that is just so obviously content for young boys.
Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan stand for the same things that I stand for.
These relationships are mutually...
PhDs? Come on, Roger Stone, bro. Roger Stone, man.
Beneficial. These conservatives are tapping into Tate's audience to expand their reach and connect with a demographic that is crucial to the president's re-election campaign.
Listening to him with Tucker for an hour and a half, 2 hours, it clicked. Okay, now I see why he's popular.
And by 2024,
but wait. Charlie Kirk was never an Andrew Tate fan, was he? He literally just said, "I understand why he is popular."
Campaign.
Listening to him with Tucker for an hour and a half, 2 hours, it clicked. Okay, now I see why he's popular.
Hold on, wait a second. I'm actually going to look this up. Charlie Kirk, Andrew Tate.
Is Andrew Tate saying anything that 30 years ago would not have been commonplace?
Okay, actually, no, this is just a shorter version of this. So I'm going to watch this little probably.
Candace Owens just interviewed Andrew Tate.
Yep.
Our CEO flew to Romania to interview Andrew Tate. His message seems to be suppressed. He just finally got released from home arrest.
Okay, hold on, I'm going to watch the original video.
And the media would actually lead you to believe that you are not able to control the attitude you bring to the rest of your life. Doing this for 11 years, I've had a chance to meet over 200 billionaires, meet people all across the world.
Where's Andrew Tate?
I got to be honest, the upside has just been tremendous. And we're able to recruit great talent. We're able to get people engaged and involved. And we have members of Congress now. Many of you know Candace Owens, who got her start at Turning Point USA, a great and powerful voice. And so if you get the why correctly, then that purpose fills the void in a very, very powerful way.
Candace Owens just interviewed Andrew Tate.
Yep.
Our CEO flew to Romania to interview Andrew Tate. His message seems to be suppressed. He just finally got released from home arrest. What do you think is keeping the powers that be afraid of that message that Andrew Tate is bringing out to the world?
Yeah, I mean, look, Andrew is a very smart man, and I'm not going to get into all the accusations against him. I don't know the truth, or we'll find out. But I will say this, what he says is so powerful, and let's emphasize on that. What Andrew Tate is doing is he's communicating a warning of what happens when society becomes too feminine. Now, if I offend you with this, good, because honestly, it's the truth, and you need to hear it. So, by the way, for the ladies in the audience, I would venture a guess you are underwhelmed by the feminization of American men as it's happening around you. I hear it all the time. So a society can become too feminine, it also can become too masculine, okay? So we know what happens when a society becomes too masculine. You get Mussolini, right? You get too dictatorial, too rigid. That's where you quote unquote get the kind of authoritarianism that we're warned against. But have we ever thought deeply, what happens when a society archetypically becomes too feminine? That's an interesting question, isn't it? Well, all of a sudden you get the complete disregard for rules, customs, and guardrails because you want to accept all things. You get feelings-based societal governance over rationality-based societal governance. It is the man's job in a marriage and when you raise a child to say no. That is my job as a father. No, 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 no. In a society, when you do not have people saying no, really bad ideas start to metastasize and infect the entire culture. And so, let's just use a great example. It is, in my personal opinion, and I think in the opinion of the natural law, evil and wrong to support the chemical castration of children under the guise of gender-affirming care.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's evil and wrong. A masculine energy would say, we're not putting up with this. It's not going to happen. No, no, no. But a feminine energy would say, but I want to care for them. I want to have compassion for them. I want to have compassion too. You know how you have compassion? Not by chopping off their balls, okay?
True.
Or getting them Lupron.
True.
So look, Andrew Tate, controversial figure, but honestly, is Andrew Tate saying anything that 30 years ago would not have been commonplace to say? We are seeing the American man, porn addicted, lowest testosterone rates in 30 or 40 years, least married, least purpose, most suicidal in history. Why? It's because our society is configured towards collapsing the American man. That's bad for men, it's bad for women, it's bad for our country. And that's, I think, one of the reasons why Andrew Tate has become so unbelievably successful, is he does it in an eloquent and charismatic way with a lot of wisdom. And if you wanted to conquer a country, you would have the men start becoming women and killing themselves.
Okay, so he makes some interesting points here. One thing I don't like about what Charlie Kirk is saying is if you basically summarize what he's saying there, he's essentially saying that America's become too feminine, which is true, but because of how feminine, and he's also saying that Andrew Tate is too masculine, which is also true. Like, I'm reading that between the lines there. That's also true. But what he also says is, A, first of all, that Andrew Tate's wise. He's not wise. And B, that, someone like him with that hypermasculinity is needed to push against the hyperfeminization of America, which is false. I understand the idea or the concept that, if you have someone masculine, that'll push against the bad aspects of the hyperfeminization of American society, which is kind of true, but the problem is pendulums swing back and forth. You have to remember that there was a time when the majority of American culture catered too much towards men and not enough towards women. And if you have someone like Andrew Tate sort of take the reins of the American youth, you're going to see that time come again. I also think that Andrew Tate sort of overestimates the masculinity of the 90s. I think the types of things that Andrew Tate's saying would probably be probably fit or feel more at home in somewhere between the 1950s through the 1970s, not the 1990s and the early 2000s. But anyways, let's get back to the New York Times video.
And by 2024, Barron Trump is also a fan. Barron hosts a dinner at Mar-a-Lago for several prominent conservative influencers. One of them was Justin Waller, who has helped the Tates run their businesses and says that he's widely seen as the third brother. Waller told me that Barron admired the Tates, and he said that he and Barron called Andrew together and discussed the Tates case.
The people that Barron Trump is fan of, to be honest, to me is not a big sign that it's not a good sign about where the future of the American right is. Because Barron Trump is a fan of these alt-right people. I don't know if he's a fan of Nick Fuentes, but you know, all the other alt-right people he's a fan of, which is not good. I mean, part of it is just like, yeah, I understand that these people are popular, but that's also bad, right? Like, I don't want to see Andrew Tate being like one of the most popular figures on the right, and people have now moved over to like Myron Gaines and Nick Fuentes, who are even worse, but still, this is just not good.
When we reached out for comment, McBride called our reporting on the relationship between Andrew and Barron fake news. So the Tates are building up a lot of support here in the United States. And after Trump is reelected, some of those supporters have even more power and influence than they did before. Paul Ingrassia, who had once served on the Tates legal team, is now the White House liaison to the Justice Department. He had called Andrew Tate an extraordinary human being and a target of the deep state and the satanic elite. Alina Habba, who had served as a personal lawyer to Trump, was now a counselor to the president. She appeared on a podcast with Andrew in January.
We need strong, powerful voices like yours, and yeah, I got your back over here.
And this man, Richard Grinnell, a special diplomatic envoy for Trump, discussed the Tates case with at least 2 Romanian officials. Our reporting found that one of those discussions took place last December at Mar-a-Lago with an advisor to the Romanian Prime Minister. Ponta told us that he had discussed the Tates case with Grinnell. He then backpedaled and said they had not discussed the case. The other discussion was with Romania's foreign minister at a conference in Munich in February. In a statement to the Times, Grinnell said it was the foreign minister who raised the issue of the Tates. His statement did not address the Mar-a-Lago conversation. The public support from some of these allies set off alarm bells in Romania. Officials at the American embassy in Romania told us that they feared what would happen if their bosses in Washington instructed them to release new passports to the Tates in violation of the Romanian criminal justice system.
Well, to be fair, you know, well, I don't know if it's to be fair necessarily, but Romania is known for being corrupt. That's actually why the Tates went there. So it's like, oh wow, I can't believe that, you know, the justice system in Romania, which is known for its corruption, is being corrupted and manipulated by outside forces. Oh, who could have foreseen this?
It didn't come to that, but an extraordinary order came down from the highest levels of the Romanian government. On February 26th, Andrew sent a text message to someone close to him that we reviewed. He had been made aware that he was going to be released. He wrote, "I have very detailed instructions from the Americans about crossing borders, phones, passports, etc. I can't say more. This goes into instant effect." The next day, the Tates file a request that prosecutors lift their travel bans and return their passports.
Wait, is this recent, or is this about the trip over to Florida?
Who spoke to us on the condition of anonymity, who told us that the prosecutors did not want to do this. But the Prime Minister believed that lifting the travel bans would appease the Trump administration. He did not respond to requests for comment. In the early hours of February 27th, the brothers were driven to a private plane.
No one has ever been more back than we just got.
At the time, we asked McBride, their lawyer, whether the Trump administration had anything to do with their release. And he didn't answer the question directly, but he said, quote, "Do the math. These guys are on the plane." Once they're back in the United States, the Tates are filming themselves partying in Miami, looking at apartments in New York, hobnobbing with Kanye West in Los Angeles. but they weren't welcomed by all. There were some conservatives who spoke out against them upon their arrival. Some said that they undermined traditional conservative values. Other people likened the allegations against them to the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm actually relatively impressed that the New York Times here is being so fair to the American right. There are many people on the mainstream right who oppose Andrew Tate. And I'm glad that she actually went and showed examples, right? Ron DeSantis was a very big, prominent one, but also Ben Shapiro and Megyn Kelly.
Through all of this, it's becoming clear that there is a rift on the right. Trump says he knew nothing about it.
I know nothing about that. You're saying he's on a plane right now?
An official with the White House said it is not involved in anything related to the Tate's legal matters.
In March, they returned to Romania for a court date and have not come back. Shortly after they left, one of Andrew's former girlfriends accused him of assaulting her when they reunited during his visit. You know, she said that when they had sex, he had beaten her and choked her to near unconsciousness, which he denies.
It'll be interesting to see how the saga plays out. Now, it was to my knowledge that Andrew Tate was in Romania. It's still the case. Yes, he is in Romania. So, you know, he could. It's not a done deal that he is going to be released from a Romanian jail. I think that if the allegations surrounding him are like 100% true and provable in court, which I don't know if they are, but if they are, then it's really unfortunate if they sort of let him slip away just because it's what the Trump administration wants him to do. And again, you know, this is exactly why Tate chose Romania as a place to live in, is because he knew that the justice system there was corrupt. Now, I will say that because there are Americans who are doing very quiet prosecutions of Andrew Tate, I think it's very possible that if Andrew Tate ends up moving to the United States and ends up being released by Romania, that he's brought up on charges in the United States. So just because Trump may or may not get off scot-free, just because Andrew Tate may or may not get off scot-free in Romania, it doesn't mean that he's out of the woods as far as prosecution is concerned. All right, we've got this video from Fox News here. It says, Trump vows retaliation after deadly ISIS attack on U.S. troops.
Now to this, President Trump warns of serious retaliation after 2 U.S. Army soldiers and 1 U.S. interpreter were killed by a lone ISIS terrorist in an ambush attack in Syria.
Fox News contributor Dan Hoffman joins us now. Thank you for joining us, Dan.
I did hear about this, actually.
This is obviously a grave reminder of the risks that we face around the world. Tell us what you know about the latest on this.
Yeah, so 3 U.S. service members killed in Palmyra, Syria. Reportedly, they were meeting with Syrian Ministry of Interior officials to discuss counterterrorism operations. What I can't emphasize enough, and this is based on my own experience at CIA serving in war zones alongside the U.S. military, is counterterrorism is really reliant on human sources and on engagement with our close government and non-state actor partners so that we can detect threats way out, in this case in Syria, before any harm is visited on our homeland. We saw the attempted attack on the Taylor Swift concert a while back. That was from ISIS based in Afghanistan.
Oh, I forgot about that.
This is roughly 1,000 U.S. soldiers out there on the front lines, God bless them, protecting us here in the homeland. They're not engaged in nation building and democracy building and those sorts of things. They're just out there to protect Americans, and that's what they were doing. And so I think we'll be looking to honor their memory by, as the president said, taking the fight to ISIS. There'll be some retaliation, and they'll look at this incident, this terrorist attack itself, and look for opportunities to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
So I wonder if ISIS is in this situation was acting as a state actor, or like if this was essentially state-sponsored terrorism, because we do know that, of course, I think I think Syria is still in a state of transition, right? From the prior regime to now being run by the HTS. Last time I checked. And of course, if you guys don't remember, the guy who runs HTS and is basically the head of government now in Syria, he was a former member of ISIS. So I do wonder if there's some sort of state connection here. Maybe that's something that'll be discussed in the future. Maybe that's something that's being discussed behind the scenes. But that's just a thought that comes to mind.
Dan, can you explain again to the American people why we're in Syria?
Yeah, look, we've been there since 2014, and we go where the terrorists are. And we got to be there in order to find them and fix their location and finish them. That's something that the Secretary Hegseth has emphasized, and it's something that we incorporated into our strategy when I was at the CIA and continue to do so in the intelligence community. We're out there, and we're in other parts of the world, the dangerous places. And I can tell you from my experience, it's exactly where we wanted to be. It's why we signed up. We could stay here in the United States, but the threats aren't here, per se. They're there, and that's why we need to be there.
I only ask because it's sometimes really hard in places like that to know who the good guys and who the bad guys are. The leader there was not very long ago a bad guy.
That's right, and he has, become the leader of Syria, and he met with he was imprisoned.
Al Qaeda, not Syria.
Has changed his tune, and look, we're going to mistrust a bit and verify him. The president wants to give Syria a chance. There are geopolitical reasons here for this. Syria was once a gateway for Iran to target Israel and to target us in Iraq. And if that's no longer possible, that's good for the United States, good for the region.
We'll be following this. Dan Hoffman, as always, thank you for your insight.
Thank you, Dan.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Interesting.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Yeah, so I know that Trump said that we're going to retaliate. I'm really curious to see how that's going to take shape. Hopefully this isn't something that escalates into something greater because of how much leverage the United States has over Syria, and also the relative impotency, I think would be the right word, of ISIS. I'm not sure if ISIS would even kind of have the manpower to retaliate in a meaningful way, but we'll see how this shapes up. I just really hope that this just doesn't. I really hope this doesn't become a greater conflict, because we don't really need more wars in the United States right now. All right, we're gonna do one last segment real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream. All right, so I did want to make this really quick video because I've been seeing this bit of information going around and making the rounds, and it's misinformation. The Democrats did this deliberately, I believe, kind of during the whole Trump-Epstein thing, to sort of highlight Trump's connection with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, before I go any further, I do want to say, of course, Donald Trump should not be withholding unclassified information or information that can be redacted in regards to Jeffrey Epstein. I think it's rather obvious that, in my opinion, it just seems to be obvious that Donald Trump is keeping certain information regarding to Epstein and his activities private for whatever reason. I think it's likely either he's implicated in what was going on, he did something with Jeffrey Epstein that was embarrassing, or he is protecting very powerful people who, if it was revealed they were doing certain things with Jeffrey Epstein, it would destabilize the global economy, which I think is a highly likely scenario. Even just for the sake of the stability of the government and the economy, no, I don't think that he should be covering up for people connected with Jeffrey Epstein. So let's get all that out of the way before I start talking about what the Democrats did. Now, the House Democrats released 19 pictures related to Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm not going to go through this entire article. I'm not sure how safe for work it is. I mean, even the headline here is not the most safe for work. But I just wanted to point this out. This is like the big viral image that I've been seeing. Been seeing this on several websites going viral. A picture of Donald Trump with 6 unidentified women. And it seems pretty bad. It's like, oh, he's with these women and their faces have been redacted. This has to be a time when he met with Jeffrey Epstein on the island and was doing sordid things with individuals who were underage. And we can actually read this here. People's kind of just taking the Democrats' word for it, as a lot of people did, and understandably so. These are not just random Democrats. This is literally like the Democratic oversight, that the House Oversight Committee, literally an arm of the government. But here's what it says: Donald Trump and a group of women. Donald Trump and 6 unidentified women. Donald Trump poses with at least 6 women whose faces were covered by the House Oversight Committee for privacy reasons in one of the newly shared photos. It remains unclear whether the women were victims of Jeffrey Epstein or if their identities were kept anonymous for other reasons. That has become clear later on. In response to House Democrats releasing this image of Trump and more on Friday, White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson told People, once again, House Democrats are selectively releasing cherry-picked photos with random redactions to try and create a false narrative, end quote. Usually these things are just like PR speak, when in this case it was actually true. After pointing fingers at some Democrats for having apparent ties to Epstein following his sex crimes conviction in 2008, Jackson added, the Democrat hoax against President Trump has been repeatedly debunked, and the Trump administration has done more for Epstein's victims than Democrats ever have by repeatedly calling for transparency, releasing thousands of pages of documents, and calling for further investigations into Epstein's Democrat friends. While that's true, there is more that Donald Trump could be doing to release information, and he is lying about how much information that he has, or either him or Cash Patel, whatever. The administration is lying about how much information that they have, in refusing to be as transparent as possible about what they have and what can be released and why they haven't released what they have. So it's time for the media to stop regurgitating Democrat talking points and start asking Democrats why they want to hang around Epstein, why they wanted to hang around Epstein after he was convicted, she concluded. I will also add, you will not really hear any allegations of a Republican hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. At the time, Donald Trump was a Democrat. I haven't heard a single word about John McCain or George W. Bush hobnobbing with Jeffrey Epstein. Always Democrats. I find that interesting. But there's something else here. This article came out which sort of blew the lid on this whole thing. Now, I'm not saying that the other images were fake or as well or whatever, but this was released in a very misleading way, and this exposed the entire charade. This is from the New York Post. Unredacted photos of President Trump from the late abuser Jeffrey Epstein's estate, which oddly blurred the faces of women he posed with, revealed he was standing with adult women models, according to exclusive images obtained by the Post. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee released a trove of images from Epstein's estate Friday, including 2 shots of the president with women whose faces were blacked out, fueling speculation that they could be the disgraced financier's victims. But a pair of pictures obtained exclusively by the Post show Trump standing next to beautiful grown women. You can see here, they all appear to certainly be of age, in my opinion. It says the faces of 5 Hawaiian tropic models Donald Trump was seen posing with were redacted in the trove released by the House Oversight Committee on Friday. The redacted image first released. One woman pictured in a black and white image with the future president, 5 other glamorous ladies in Hawaiian lies, said he was a gentleman who went out of his way to make sure the group enjoyed their evening at Mar-a-Lago. I don't remember it that much, she told the Telegraph. Oh, so did this come from the Telegraph? Trump pictured surrounded by women in new Epstein file release, and says much of that. Okay, hold on. So it seems like the media was aware that this was not it seems like the media was aware that they were not underage, because it says here the president, and this is from the Telegraph, whose article preceded the New York Times, New York Post's article. The U.S. president, who was friends with Epstein in the 90s, has his arms around 2 of the women who were wearing Hawaiian leis around their necks. The women were models representing Hawaiian Tropic, the American suntan lotion brand, at an event at Mar-a-Lago. The photo was thought to have been taken in 1998 when Epstein and Mr. Trump were close friends and the models were in their 20s. One of the women in the Mar-a-Lago photo told The Telegraph that the U.S. president was a gentleman who went out of his way to ensure the group enjoyed their evening at his Florida holiday home. I was 22 years old. I remember him being very nice. He was gentlemanly. That's the word to describe him. So all that to say that, you know, there's no reason to release these pictures with the faces redacted other than to insinuate that these are victims, right? And that's why so many, you know, people's names and faces and pictures and videos and things have been redacted from the information that the FBI currently has, is because they want to protect their privacy. And also, these are victims. You don't want to re-victimize those individuals. Now, there's this whole other angle to the saga, which is that people tried to use AI to essentially unredact this photo. So we see this is the actual real unredacted photo. And this is a thread from Tal Hagen. It says here, what do you get when you mix a redacted photo from the Epstein estate with AI enhancement tools? Nothing good or real. So this is the redacted photo. And this is a photo that some people had made using AI, and you can obviously tell that this person's just been decapitated right there. And there's also a little Gemini logo down there in the lower right hand corner. That's Google's AI. Then you've got the real photo here. It's included. So it says here, the original image was released with the women's faces blurred. Naturally, people wanted to know who they were, and some turned to AI to enhance the image. The first altered version came from Google Gemini. It was heavily distorted. One woman's face was warped beyond recognition, and it still included an AI watermark. Despite this, some people accepted it as real. You can see this. This is from Booker 9E1 on X. Yep. And then scrolling down here, it says, then the New York Post reportedly released what it claimed was the actual unredacted image. But by this point, the information space had already been polluted by the Gemini version. As a result, many dismissed the Post's image as yet another AI fake or claimed it was already released. It says you've been duped by Democrats. Screenshots of other posts. It says, don't worry, it gets worse. Before the NYP post, an Instagram user ran the image through Nano Banana AI. If we assume the New York Post image is legitimate, Nano Banana did not just enhance it, it created an entirely different face for one of the women. It does this a lot, which is not good. So it says here, this is why using AI to enhance blurred or redacted images is dangerous. AI does not cover hidden details. It hallucinates them. It fills in gaps based on patterns, not reality. This means it can easily manufacture a completely different person's face. For a better understanding of LMMs, and he's trying to get people to look at his other posts, which worked because I clicked on the link. Is he selling something here? No, he wants you to read his article. Okay, understandable. Yeah, this is more general stuff, talking about people are trying to use AI images to get a clear picture of Tyler Robinson, all of that stuff. But this is just a massive whirlwind of misinformation. And it's very important that when you see certain things being spread on the internet, you don't just take what you see first at face value, you do your own digging. When I first saw the unredacted image and I saw people saying it was fake AI, I was like, you know what? I'm going to look it up for myself and see whether or not it's actually AI or whether or not it's real. So that's how I was able to come to the truth and figure out, oh, this is actually a real image. But not everyone is so discerning or has the time necessary to do so. So it's important that media outlets are transparent with their audiences, and when facts change, they correct them. Of course, Democrats are going to lie about Republicans, and it goes the other way as well. But I do hope that media outlets like People Magazine, who have not changed this article from what I know, are more transparent, and they're saying, hey, this is like an old photo, and It has nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. These, kind of something along those lines, right? It's very obvious that this was kind of like a hit piece done to attack Donald Trump. Now, the other photos might be legitimate. I honestly do not know. I'm going to assume that they are, in large part because they don't include Donald Trump in them. But also just because it would be a very bad thing for trust in our institutions if Democrats are just brazenly, deceptively releasing a trove of misinformation targeting their political opponent. I guess they've already done that with Donald Trump here, which is bad enough. But if they did this repeatedly and in a obscenely gratuitous way, then yeah, I think that's even worse, and that's going to cause people to trust the Democrat Party even less. Whew. All right, that was a pretty fun stream. A little long, but ain't nothing wrong with that. That certainly makes up for me not being able to go on the Bro SMP for a minute. But we're still back. I made the big mansion place for the new village so much bigger than it was before. But unfortunately, there was that fence that was just like missing. I do think that there was some corruption on Minecraft or Microsoft's end that forced them to roll back to a previous version, because there were just some things that were there in that world that I don't remember. And I think that me finishing that fence was one of the last things I did. So it wouldn't shock me if, they had some sort of corruption and they had to roll things back. And so that's why things ended up being the way that they are. So, but yeah, I've got some other interesting videos lined up for me to react to. I'm going to be very busy this week, so I don't know if I have time to do another political stream. We've got fun stuff to react to in the future. Like, I really want to get to this compilation of Nick Fuentes. I hope that it doesn't get me banned. But anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in. I do want to give everyone their mandatory shout outs. Let's see, shout out to number 5, Pia Kuzlifnut. I don't know how to say your name, man, but Pia Kuzlifnut, thanks for tuning into the stream. Your chats are very interesting. The Angry Canadian, thanks for popping into the stream. It's always nice to see you pop into the stream, especially at the beginning. There was never a dull moment when I have you in the chat. Twinchado, who is this person again? Twin something. Twintato Chipperoni. Twintato Chipperoni. Thanks for sending messages to the chat, man. You guys gotta have easier to read names. Of course, you've got Cinnamini, allegedly. I don't think it was Cinnamini, in the chat, and also Bray Leno, who of course is number 1, always sends the most messages. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. I do appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to check out the Discord server if you want updates on when I will be live, because I don't have a set schedule, but although I do stream on the Bro SMP on most Sundays. But yeah, check out dscrd.ntwb.cc. It's the place you want to be if you want to chat with me. You can send me suggestions and things to react to. You guys influence the content of the channel. Also, check out the Not a Newbie Highlights channel, where I upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the stream. That's all I got for you guys. Peace out, y'all.